I've come down to the Peak District and I've just parked my car in the Surprise View car park above Hathersage, and today I think I'll go for a walk over to Granby Wood, and then I'll come back via this bridge that I can see on the map that goes over the river. So I don't fancy swimming over a river. So I think it should take me around half an hour to, to 45 minutes to do the complete circuit back to here. But this is England. I will stop for a cup of tea. It's got to be done. So the first thing is, I've come out the car park. I need to know, do I turn right or do I turn left? It may sound silly, but a lot of problems in the hills are caused by people just taking the wrong track or turning left when they should have turned right. So it's quite important. What I'm going to do is I don't know if you can hear the traffic. That's why I've come away from the road slightly. There's a road there and it goes in that direction. So let's point my map. So the direction of the road on the map is the same direction as the road on the ground. So I'm orienting my map. Okay, so that is now oriented. And also behind me, if you look at this pile, I don't know if you can see these rocks behind me, this is called Owler Tor. So what I'll do is, where the road is in this direction, Owler Tor is in this direction. So I'll simply form a V on the map and that's exactly where I am. So I need to follow this side of the fence until I get to a public right-of-way which goes off in a few hundred yards, and it should cut off to the right. So let's go and see if I can find it. So this is the junction of the side of the road and the public right-of-way which heads down there. Most public rights-of-way, where they intersect with a wall or a fence, there will be some method of getting through them, But there is a problem here already, in that there are two tracks. One goes that way and one goes that way. I'll turn the camera around so you can see what I mean. And here's the problem. There are two tracks leading off from this gate. There's one that goes in that direction towards Owler Tor, and another one that goes in that direction to somewhere else. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to orient my map so that the road, once again, is where it should be on the ground and where it is on the map, in the right direction. And I can see that from here the track should go in that direction, so it should go in that direction on the map. So that's the track that I need to take. I'm going to use the Roma, which is the measuring section on the top of my compass, and I'm going to measure it. And because the Ordnance Survey is so wonderful, this walk is on two different maps. So I've got OL1 on this side and OL24 on this side. If anybody from the Ordnance Survey is watching, please can you have one line of latitude, 1 kilometre at the top and the bottom of each map that overlaps with the next map in the sequence? Can't be that difficult, and it saves so many problems. But anyway, that's my complaining over with. I can see that from here, looking at it, I need to walk for approximately 500 meters from here to the footbridge in that direction, and I just need to follow the track and it will come to the footbridge. So that's where I need to go. It's 500 meters, and it's, looking at the map, the contour lines are quite spaced out, so it's going to be very gently downhill all the way to the footbridge. So as shown on the map, the ground is gently dropping down, so I've got another 300 meters to go, and then hopefully at the bottom of this track I'll find a footbridge over the river. Let's carry on. So I'm not really sure if you'd describe this as a river. Is it a river or a stream? Does anybody know the difference? Post in the comments, does anybody know the difference? What is the official difference between a river and a stream? Because that definitely looks like a stream to me. Oh well. Now from here, let's say that I wanted to tell somebody where I was. I'd give them a grid reference, which, looking at this, I'm in the 1 kilometre square, which is 2580, and I'm 800 meters from the left of the square, and I'm almost at the bottom. So I'm going to say 25.8, 80.0. That would be my 100 meter grid reference. Now from here, I don't want to walk along the road because I just don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk up a track that goes up the side of the wood, so it should be quite open on my left hand side looking at the map, and there should be a wooded area to my right. And I'm going to keep going uphill until I come to a lake, and then once I get to the lake I'll have another look at my map and see where to go from there. As expected, there's an open ground on my left hand side and there's a wooded area in that direction. But there is something interesting here. This is normally not covered, this type of stuff, in the Bronze Award, but I'll mention it anyway. Can you see the trees behind me with the circular wall? That is actually shown on the map, but this building here isn't shown on the map. So don't let these type of things confuse you. There's a river that runs in a straight line just below the trees, and it comes down and joins the track. So I just need to carry on for about another 150 meters and hopefully I'll reach the lake. So this is the lake, but I don't know about you, but this looks more like a pond. What is the difference between a pond and a lake? Does anybody know? Comments in the box. Now from here I need to go to the end of the lake or pond, and I need to follow the track that goes westwards from here. So I'm carrying on and head for that track. So this doesn't look right. I think I may have taken a wrong turn. On the map, as you can see, I should be in a wooded area, so at least with woods on my right hand side, and as you can see there are no trees whatsoever up there, so I think I've gone wrong. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to use my compass to find out where I am, and I can do this by, if you place the edge of the compass so that it's touching one of the blue vertical lines on the map, so it's like this, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate the map and the compass together until the north-seeking pointer in your compass is pointing straight up the map. It's pointing northwards and northwards on the map. So my map is now orientated to the ground. So everything, if I was stood here and I was looking in that direction, I'd be able to see this. If I was stood there and I was looking in this direction, I'd be able to see everything on the map shown here. But I started from this lake here. Now, I thought I was on this track here, but I've made a mistake and I've gone on this track here, and if you look, there's the track going up there, and this, it's actually pointing in the same direction as this little bit of track here. So I've actually taken the wrong turn. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to go back to the lake and then from there reappraise and see what happens. I've come back to the lake and I'll need to try and find out what error I made. So once again I'll use the same method. Don't forget, just put your compass, so the edge of the compass is touching one of the vertical lines. Rotate your map until the north-seeking pointer on your compass is pointing straight up the map, so it's pointing northwards. Your map is now oriented to the ground. So I'm at the lake, which is here, and it looks like I went up this track here when I should have gone up this track here. So looking at this, I need to walk 350 meters in that direction. I actually went in that direction. Not very good at this. So 350 meters, walking really slowly, just to look around, say 4 kilometers an hour, 350 meters is going to take me 5¼ minutes. So anything between 4 and 6 minutes is fine. So I'll carry on down there, and I'm looking for a point where 4 tracks come together. Unlike most of the tracks in this area, this one is very indistinct. It's quite hard to make out. It's just a faint effect in the grass. So what I'm doing is, as I'm walking along, I'm keeping my map oriented so that I can follow the line of the track on the map and then just keep going in that direction. And as I said, I'm looking for the junction of 4 tracks coming together, and from there I'll reappraise which direction I'm going to go. So I've arrived at the track junction. This is the way I've just come down this track, and here's the main track that I'm actually stood on. Now, according to the map, there should be another track heading in that direction, but there isn't. You know, it's now this is an important point. A green dotted line on an Ordnance Survey map indicates a public right-of-way. It doesn't always indicate that there actually is a track. It just means that you have a right to go down it. A public right-of-way is a legal construct. So you have a right to walk in that direction if you want to. But as you can see behind me, it's just broken forest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my plan slightly. I'm going to carry on along here until I get to a stream, and just by the stream there should be another track that goes off to my right. So change of plan just because I don't fancy walking down there. So I'm going to continue walking up this main track here till I get to the stream and then turn right. So at this level, don't forget, even though you're following tracks and streams and handrails and what have you, you still need to be flexible. You need to make a plan if you can, or in the case of events like this, which are just sprung on you, you need to change your plan, but still keep it safe and at the right level. So I'll carry on down till I get to the stream. So after the drama of the non-existent footpath in Granby Wood, I've now come down out of Granby Wood, and I intended to take the footpath over this river stream. The footpath, there's normally a bridge. I don't know if you can see the bridge there behind me, lying against the side. So in the last few days or last few weeks, we've had an awful lot of rain in this area, and this is obviously flooded and it's taken the bridge out. Now, I did get across the bridge because I need to carry on this way, but depending on you, and if you're with other people, depending on the makeup of the group, you'd need to make a decision if you come across something like this at this level. It's normally safer, just the road's up there, just to walk back along the road and then completely change your plans. But you know, it's totally up to you what you decide to do. But from a navigation point of view and from a safety point of view, it's normally a good idea just to stay on the road, come out of Granby Wood, turn right, walk back up the road and go and sit in the cafe and say, well, that didn't work. You know, but that's totally up to you. So then, after the drama of a non-existent footpath, a non-existent bridge, we've now crossed the river where the bridge should have been, or should have led us to. Now, once again, I'm going to orient my map. The bridge is down there, down that track, and there's a major track here going off in that direction. So I'm going to orient my map, so it's just using the footpath as a guide. So I hold it here, there's the bridge down there, and my direction is up there. I'll use my compass to measure it. Let's have a look. Approximately 250 meters, it will take a sharp left-hand turn. And then approximately 200 meters after that, it keeps going up. But what I'm heading for here is, if you can see on the map, I'm heading for the point where the footpath goes through the wall, because that will give me my definite location. So I'll be able to relocate myself at that point. But it's just a matter of now carrying on up the zigzags. It's quite steep, you know, so I'll just take it nice and slowly. So I'm going to carry on up here until we get to this wall or fence where the track goes through it. Hopefully there'll be a gate or a stile. Okay? And this is the wall track junction that I was heading for. So just to check that I'm at the right place, what I'm going to do is I'm going to orient my map using this wall. So I point it straight down the wall, and the line on the map that indicates the wall, that should be going in the same direction, and it is. Okay, so my map now tells me that after the wall, the footpath goes in that direction. Okay, and in 150 meters time approximately, I'll come to another wall, and that will give me another chance to relocate myself and give myself you know, so I know the exact position that I'm in. And then from there it's just a hop, skip and a jump back to the car park. Let's carry on. What we've done today as novice level navigation, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you use the word novice and people think, oh, it's no good, but it works. And the vast majority of people in the UK anyway, and I imagine in other countries, this is what they need to know. They're never going to go up the north face of some big mountain and off into the wilderness. They're just not going to do it. Most people stick to tracks and go over footbridges, and you know, hopefully there's a cafe at one end of the walk and the other end. You know, so this is what I would describe as novice navigation. Ask yourself, can you do everything that we've done today? If you can, then what we'll do next is we'll go and have a look at intermediate level navigation.